Hey, we haven't done one of these in a while. This is a 20 credit playthrough. We haven't done a 20 credit playthrough in a while because I wanted to change the format up. The last format that we had, it started off with the player versus game. However, there was no audio. And then I tried doing a few different voices for the player versus game, and I did 2 episodes of those. Honestly, in the end, though, just wasn't really satisfied. So I'm trying to change this format to be more of a let's play or just a regular playthrough. And I just interject throughout the gameplay. This is a really, really lengthy game. And of course, we're talking about The Punisher, an arcade game released by Capcom in 1993. But I decided to split this up into different episodes. However, at the end, when I release all the different episodes based off the different stages, I'm going to just do an uncut version. This game features some really, really nice graphics, which, of course, I expect that from Capcom. And of course, they're one of the best when it comes to beat 'em ups. Of course, this is a two-player game, and the second player gets to play as Nick Fury, but for this playthrough, we're going to be going up against a wave of enemy as the Punisher, Frank Castle. In this game, you can pick up a lot of the objects in the background, and you can chuck them at enemies. I mean, this is pretty standard for beat 'em ups. However, there's something about the way this game does everything so fluidly. Like the fighting, you can hit one guy, turn around, hit another guy, pick something up, hit him with it, pick up a weapon. But you know what? I'll let the game talk for itself. I mean, obviously I'm going to be talking through it, but you'll see it as time goes on. Now, this immediately shows you how this is going to be a different kind of beat 'em up, where it just changes from a beat 'em up to a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Except, not a shoot 'em up, but it's like a beat 'em up mixed with some gunplay. All right, yeah, let's go with that. I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I think this dog agrees. This dog is really enjoying this violence. Oh, look at that. Look at him go. He loves it. But as you saw earlier, I picked up a knife, chucked it at that guy. If you have an enemy in close proximity, you can slash at him with the knife as well. Oh, looks like you missed your bus. Luckily, this is red van. Surf on the top of the red van, crash into the bus. You're finished now, Bruno. And Bruno, of course, sends this guy out to get you. Well, this guy's massive. But yeah, most of the enemy characters or the boss characters are pretty large. Some of those never explained in video game like logic. This is one of the problems with a lot of these beat 'em ups too, though, is if there are too many weapons on the ground, when you're trying to hit an enemy, a lot of times your character will pick up the weapon instead of making contact with your desired target. And as you see there is a ton of stuff on the ground, so I have to avoid all this stuff on the ground here. Just picked up an axe. Meant to go hit him with the axe, hit him with a baseball bat instead, and then I got hit. You also have a special move. You have 2 special moves. One where you can do a roundhouse, and the other one where you can throw grenades on the ground. All right, looks like that is the end of stage 1. All right, looks like we're heading into Florida after what Scully told us. And what? This is a pool drain? Could you imagine having a pool drain this big in your house? Anyways, alright. So we've arrived at this castle, taking out some more bad guys. You see me jump out of the pool. They're like, oh, uninvited guests, and just start... They already have weapons in their hands? These guys are prepared. Alright, we have two karate masters. One is obviously Asian, and the other guy is, what? Blonde? And now we have blonde ninjas. Whitewashing? Look at that. Immediately as soon as I get resuscitated, I get out the table and just start firing off my gun. That's how excited I am to be alive. These ninjas are, these ninja girls are a huge problem though. When there's several of them on the screen, they can cause a lot of havoc thanks to them being able to like teleport out of your way. Another gunfighting section, always fun. You can also move the reticle around while you are firing your gun off. Only problem is while you're firing your gun, you can't really walk. So you have to find a good position. Oh, alright. What's this? Oh, free the rat. Well, whatever. The rat seemed pretty happy too. It didn't hug me or anything, but... Ungrateful bastard. The fluidity of this game always it always gets me. This is definitely one of Capcom's top-notch beat-em-ups. I don't know why he couldn't just use the handle. He had to burst the door open. What the? Bruno! He seemed very concerned about Bruno. I've been programmed by the Kingpin to terminate you. This robot sucks, man. Like, if you have someone like the Punisher behind, like, you know, after you. Like, the Punisher didn't know the Kingpin had sent him. This robot just, like, completely let the cat out of the bag. As I was talking about earlier, you have the special moves. The grenade one really comes in handy. On the bottom left corner, you have your counter of how many grenades you have. When you look at the bottom left corner too, you can also see if you're carrying like an axe or you're carrying a sledgehammer or something like that. You can see how many uses you have on it too. There was a roundhouse kick I was telling you about. It's not like a jumping roundhouse kick, but nonetheless. So what's that? 2 continues already? For anyone that knows any of my episodes, they know that I only allot myself 20 credits. So let's see how many credits I use to get to the end of this game. There's painting back here. Surprised it hasn't been fried or something. This robot's lasers are... Oh! Well, there goes the painting. A lot of destructible objects in this game. Let's see. Shurikens. Nope, didn't do a whole lot of damage. But that did. Cool. Well, it looks like that concludes stage 2. I'll see you all in stage 3. Stage 3, Waterfront Warfare. There's a major drug deal going down at the harbor tonight. Pretty sure that's not what the Punisher's voice sounds like. It's a chance for me to blow them out of the water. Very dramatic. Oh. We start off with some gun battles. Fun stuff. I don't think what we've seen yet is the ability to pick up other types of guns. And there we got one on the ground. Let's see if we can get to it. Sometimes though, when you have a lot of enemies like this, trying to rely on your gun skills isn't so hot because by the time you fire off your gun, they're going to be blocking you in or they're going to be hitting you before you have a chance to squeeze out the trigger. But the gun parts only come up if there's an enemy with a gun. As soon as there are not enemies with guns, it immediately just goes back to regular beat 'em up mode. So even though I picked up that Uzi, it doesn't matter because none of the enemies have a gun. So I guess the Punisher refuses to fire on someone that is not armed with a firearm. So we got people with guns on the stage now, but I'm carrying this pipe at the moment. So, okay, I let go of the pipe, and yep, reticle's back. Here we go. And standing right in the middle of that fire. Amazing. Taking some more shots. Love it. Really need to grab that rifle. Here we go. Yes. Yes. Oh my god, what? There was a driver in there. And a little worse for the wear, I would say. Bam. If you double tap to the right or left, you do kind of a dash move where you roll around on the ground and it gets you to the enemies a little bit quicker. Because it's, you see, the Punisher doesn't really move around really fast. He doesn't really have a run move. This is probably the best. Oh, man. Alright, so besides the ninjas that I talked about earlier, they're a pain in the ass. But these guys, the pretty boys, they're a super pain in the ass too. Now that whole gun rule that I was telling you about, that you only have guns when there's an enemy on the screen with guns, that doesn't apply to the pretty boys. The pretty boys, when they come on screen, your gun reticle also activates. And it's probably because they're robots. This has nothing to do with the Punisher's morals or anything like that. I'm sure it has everything to do with censorship. Why didn't he just walk over those bags? Whatever. He loves just crashing into things. Oh, come on. More of these bros. Guys with knives. Just avoid that. Get them away from each other, and then we got this punk guy in here. I feel like they can never make one of these beat 'em ups without like kind of a stereotypical 80s punk in there. These other guys with hats, though, remind me a lot of some of the characters from Captain Commando. You know, the game just went on autopilot, and I didn't even get a chance to like get that pizza and restore my health. Hey, look, it's a guy from Smash TV. It's not really. Let's see, Bone Breaker. Well, Bone Breaker sucks. And he's got pretty boys around him. These guys, they suck so bad because if you keep firing on them, they have some kind of like Inspector Gadget type like arms that just come out, grab you, and then just like pummel you to the ground. And this hardly seems fair. It's a good thing that Punisher's made out of adamantium or whatever, because he can just kick this tank and the guy actually receives damage from it. So I have, what is that? 3 more grenades. Let's use them up. Not looking good. Go. 2 more. That's exactly what I was talking about. Well, looks like someone dropped their cheese. And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes Stage 3. But wait. Bonus stage. Let's shoot down some barrels. Nope, missed one. No. Ah, yes. Damn it, missed another one. 18. Yeah, not the worst. Alright guys, see you in Stage 4. Stage 4, Death on Rails. They've got a huge poppy field and a mobile factory, all in one underground cave in Arizona. Let's throw a little wrench in the Kingpin's plans. Again, thanks to that narc robot, the Punisher knows exactly who's behind all this. Well, that sucked. I just bursted right through that crate, and immediately right on the other side of the crate were a few dudes willing to put a few bullets in my chest. These guns I get to pick up. Not gonna do me any good. One guy out the door, next guy out the door. This guy was smart and didn't go out the door, or is it one of the guys that I was hitting before? I think it was. I don't understand why you just come out single file. There's a guy just like sitting there waiting to beat your face in. The guy's lucky there was an invisible wall, because I'm pretty sure he would have gone flying off this train and into the tracks, and well, that would have been messy. Yep. Good old invisible walls. What kind of train is this? You know, I never really realized that the train was still going through the underground poppy fields here. It's a very large field. Ouch. Ouch again. The guy on the lower level keeps throwing knives at my feet. Nope. So it looks like this train processes the drugs as well. I mean, these are pretty cool design elements, especially they're functional. I mean, there's nothing cool about, you know, drugs or anything like that, but I'm just saying that the detail they put into the game is fun. I still don't understand like these little lightning rods though. They look like they came out of Frankenstein's lab. And hacking and slashing away. I wonder if all these guys came from the same family, where everybody's like 10 feet tall. Once again, the invisible wall is helping these guys survive my attacks instead of being chucked off the train. So all the times I hit that, it never exploded until... Okay. Welcome aboard the Death Express. Oh, this is Bushwhacker. Arm turns into some kind of missile launcher. You know, eventually I have to look this guy up. I mean, is this really a power in the Marvel universe? Well, this fight's taken a while, so I decided to do a little research into our friend Bushwhacker. Apparently, he was a CIA agent. He had his arm cybernetically enhanced. He can fire weaponry from it. And for some reason, he's a huge mutant hater, so he's an enemy to Wolverine, Daredevil, and of course, the Punisher. Strange thing is, it seems that for him to reload his weaponry, he just swallows it. So it could be bullets or it could be flamethrower fuel. His normal weapon, however, is normally his index finger becomes a gun. But then I guess in later comics, he changed it where he could do a little bit more with it. Although none of it seemed to indicate that he would be able to fire missiles from his arm. They did talk about his skin being a liquid type of skin. But does that mean that he swallows missiles to reload those missiles? I'm just gonna assume they made a little... So I took him out and his buddy just went down with him. What, are they psychically linked? Some serious love going on between them, I guess. Alright, well, looks like that concludes stage 4. See you all on stage 5. Stage 5. Kingpin's Wrath. Oh, looks like he's pissed. We got bounty going on. That is an awkward stance for you to be standing in. I finally found you, Punisher. Now I'll have your head. Well, that was easy. Right into the sewers. All these guys are running around in the sewers, huh? I mean, it looks like the Punisher's ready for anything. His suit seems to be pretty skin tight. What do we got here? Nothing. These guys are in shorts and in the sewer? Well, that's disgusting. Got a lot of rats flying around. Oh, did I release a rat? Just dip my hand in the water and see what else I can take out. Bring up from the nasty ass water down there. I think I'd rather just leave it alone. Oh, delicious sewer cheese. I'd have to imagine eating that sewer cheese wouldn't actually bolster your health. Rather, probably kill you. Look at this guy with a flamethrower. This seems like a really bad idea down here. Sure, it's water, but it's also full of gas. Well, this is fun. Aww. The sledgehammer. Dude, no matter how big and tough you are, getting a sledgehammer to the shin has got to be excruciating. And a miss. Still going, huh? Well, I like that. Nah. The weapon of choice. Oh. There, what do you think you got him on the ropes? And one of the other ones, just stretchy arm, grabs you out of nowhere. Why is cheese so prevalent in this game? More of it. Well, at least now we got some dessert. I like when their heads come off. The skulls just keep chattering on the ground. They become explosive after a while. And I'll grab some of these, whatever they are, flan. Flan. Ooh, very scenic. And to the barrels. Now I think about it, barrels seem to be another cliche you find a lot of beat 'em ups. There's always one point where there's just some rolling barrels. Rolling. Are they migrating? Not this time. Each of these barrels is holding jewels. Nope. It definitely overpowered me there for a minute. More barrels. More jewels. More barrels. More jewels. Well, that's a new one. That barrel's full of cooked meat. I'll take it. Damn. That girl's got some serious vertical lift there. Oh, another robot? Out of all the bosses, these are probably the most difficult. It's hard to hit them. They have these laser beams. And then all they do is slightly kick you, and they immediately hurt you. I didn't even have a chance to use my gun. There we go. Oh. Avoided that. Thank you. What you can really do is just keep dodging him and hit him whenever you get the chance. Yep, should have rolled out of the way then. We're out of credits. I'm gonna put some 9 more credits in. I'm happy to be alive. I'm not going to discuss with this pretty boy around him. I think by now you guys already know how much I really dislike those characters. Well, that does it. Awesome. Looks like we're done with stage 5. On to the next stage. Which is very possibly the final stage. See you there. The last stage. Just in case you didn't know. It ends for you tonight, Kingpin. I swear it. I do like when they tell you it's the last stage, however, because when you're sitting there playing a game forever, you're like, man, how many stages are there? Especially if you're in the arcade, like, I don't have a whole lot of time. Letting you know that there's a final stage lets you know you're close to the end. So, I appreciate it. And of course, we just came into the Kingpin's abode. It's full of gun-toting minions. Seems pretty par for the course. Oh, what a waste of ammo. There we go. Spear. Spears are awesome. They can hit multiple enemies at once. However, getting the spear to actually connect with your enemies is more difficult because you have to make sure you're in exactly the same plane that they're on. I also love when I have the knife and I get to just slash them. Oh, here we go. Too many weapons on the ground. Yep. Which should be a boon to me becomes a vulnerability. But of course, I'm most interested in that flamethrower. That's definitely one of my favorite weapons in this game. And there you go, thank you. And I'll take that. I can take a lot of heat. It seems like every time these girls come on, they always have extra moves that I didn't see before. You can definitely tell this is the final stage. They're trying to throw out different varieties of enemies all put together, making it way more difficult to hit them. You have the ninja girls that keep disappearing. They can grab you. You have the pretty boys, which are almost indestructible, and you have the guy with the machine gun. I mean, not that the pretty boys are indestructible, but they can take a lot of hits. And drop cheese, apparently. I'm definitely gonna be grabbing that grenade. Thank you. Ooh. Look at the size of this guy compared to just the regular enemies. Here's another staple of beat 'em ups is the off-screen antics. Wait, this guy's name is Scully? Wasn't Scully the first boss I took down? I'm pretty positive I shot him. Well, that guy went flying off the elevator, which is pretty cool. Somebody up there just keeps dropping sticks of dynamite. Which is arming me. Thanks. I'm standing way too close to that. Yep. Oh, I hadn't broken that glass. That would have been awesome. That was gonna suck for both of us. Goodbye, Jigsaw. No great's gonna hold me down. I love this punk's face when he has this flamethrower. He just looks so excited. And so psychotic. This is wonderful. I mean, not if he was real, it'd be horrible, but in the world of fiction, it's fantastic. Who keeps delivering these barrels with cooked meat? I applaud them. I mean, it keeps them hot. How many times did that guy just lift me and hit me on the ground? It seemed like an excessive amount of times. See, even though they give you guns when you're facing them, it seems like hitting them with blunt objects is better. How many grenades did I just throw down? Alright, so I still got 3 left. I'm getting overpowered again. I'm gonna have to get drastic. Really don't want to waste any more grenades here. That's awesome. Thank you, machine gun. And thank you, meat. Alright, 2 grenades left. These jewels really don't do anything, they're just there for points. But somehow or another, the video game player in me needs to collect them. Must grab shiny objects. 1 grenade left. Ooh, got replenished. Wait, what? How many grenades did I throw on the ground and that never happened? Man, look at the size of this guy. You're through. Okay. Well, they're definitely not very good at grammar. That's for sure. These little minions are assholes. Did you see them laughing when I got hit? Some pretty strong furniture. Must be DuPont. Oh, unless I kick it. Guess no amount of Scotch Guardian's gonna help that. Nope, the other one's still standing there, no matter how many grenades I throw on it. Like, I know the Kingpin's really big in the comics, and obviously he's not that big in Daredevil because he's being played by, you know, a human, which, you know, humans don't generally get that large. But man, how much more imposing would it be in the show if he was anywhere near that large? But obviously I'd rather have it played by a human person rather than some horrible CGI. Either way, the Kingpin on the show is still incredibly imposing. Well, I finally defeated that seat. My goal all along. I remember reading about the Kingpin before. Apparently the Kingpin, even though he looks fat, it's not that he's fat, it's that he's all muscle. And he's also pretty quick. So he's an extremely dangerous opponent. On top of obviously being a very intelligent opponent. Like, he organizes crime all throughout Hell's Kitchen. And speaking of Hell's Kitchen and Daredevil and the show, I started watching Punisher. I've only gotten through the first episode so far, so I'm looking forward to finishing it off. I watched the first episode and I don't know why I immediately wanted to play the game first, even though it has no bearing on the show whatsoever, but it just reminded me of the game a little bit. I wonder what they would do if they, oh, there we go. Kill the Kingpin. These guys go flying around. So loyal. Throw themselves on the ground. And the last stage is clear. Maybe next time I play through this, maybe I'll play as a second player and play as Nick Fury. Oh, but of course. Oh no, the whole building is gonna blow. But why? Damn, we've got to get out of here. Good night, fat boy. Seems in poor taste to insult one of your enemies when he's already down. But I don't get this. Every time you beat the last stage of the last boss in a video game, why does the building they're in always collapse? Well, anyways, as the Kingpin faces final defeat at the Punisher's hands, the King building its support structure badly damaged collapsed, its dying echo reverberating through the city like the anguished roar of an exorcised demon. Very descriptive. Very, very descriptive. For him, there is no rest from the war until there is no evil left on the earth to fight. Wait, what? We could have definitely used some grammar check in here. The next morning, the police searched through the rubble of the King building, They found over 296 ex-criminals, but they could not find anybody that could be identified as dun dun dun, the Kingpin. Vengeance burns eternal. Got Nick Fury, no matter what he's doing, he's still got to be smoking a cigar. There's no way that would pass in today's video game market. That would immediately getting an M rating. M rating. But man, I do love these graphics. They're so good. Even when they're firing off their guns, you can see the highlights from the muzzle flash on their bodies. It's so cool. But you know, it'd be really cool if they took the Netflix show or even the Netflix world and did a beat 'em up based off of it. Like Marvel's take on it, but having more realistic characters and doing some kind of beat 'em up just like it, be amazing. Special thanks to Tanuki, Yugo, Alex. Oh, and of course Scott and all the Capcom staff. Can't forget about Scott. And Scott apparently doesn't have a last name, neither does Alex. This is the end. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this look at the Punisher and joining me through this very long playthrough. And I will see you next time on 20 Credit Playthrough.